This video is sponsored by Carnivore Companion, but more on that later. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a guy with a big tube of meat in his hand. 12 ounces. 13 ounces. That's fine. All right, are you ready for some more ground beef hacks? What, no? You're not? Well, I guess I just don't know what you actually want, so I guess the video's over. Just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you've heard of chicken parm. I've actually done a video on chicken parm, but have you ever heard of hamburger parm? Cheeseburger? How about cheeseburger parm? Because that's actually going to be a lot closer. You know, it's such a simple idea, and I don't know why I haven't never seen this before, but we're going to take some of the elements of a chicken parm, put it on a burger. For the cheeseburger parm, let's go ahead and get some hamburger patties made out. They ain't got to be perfect by any means. It's going to be covered up by delicious sauce and delicious cheese, and everybody's just going to be a real delicious time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. Just make some hamburger patties first. We're also going to keep the seasoning on these very simple. I'm just going to hit it with a pinch of salt, pinch of pepper. I'm going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. We got these seasoned up. I'm just going to let these sit for a second while I go ahead and make my sauce, because I just want things ready to go, and I want to be able to assemble. I want to make the food, and I want to make it taste good real fast. So I've got my pan set over medium heat. I'm going to throw in about 2 tablespoons of butter, if I had to say, and throw in my garlic powder, as well as my Italian seasoning, black pepper, and salt. Just kind of get those mixed around. I'm only really doing this because I don't know. I feel like toasting all this stuff might help a little bit. But once your butter's melted, you go ahead and add about 1 cup of cream and just get all that mixed in. All we're doing here is letting this get hot and reduce and thicken, and it's already smelling pretty good. Now that it's come to a boil, I'm going to reduce my heat down just about low, medium low, something like that. And I wanted to keep just kind of doing this right here until it can coat the back of a spoon like this. You can wipe your finger across it, and it stays. Once I can do that, turn the heat off. We'll take about 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. You can use the shaky stuff if you want and get that mixed in. Let's go ahead and give it a taste for seasoning. Should be there. It should be a strong flavor too, because that's what I was going for. Because when I think tomato sauces for Italian food, I think a really strong flavor. But for now, for my purposes, I'm going to keep it just like this, and I'm going to move on to getting my burger patties cooked. But you know, I'm sure you know how to cook a burger patty. But I will give you a quick tip. We are going to be putting this into the oven or the broiler at some point. So I will say I would cook it a little under what you would like your burger cooked to. I'm going to cook mine to about medium rare because I don't really like a medium rare burger, but I do like a medium burger. I've got my pan set to medium high heat. I'm going to go ahead and get these cooked off, and I'm not going to job out too much with this part. We're going to turn our heat off. My burgers are definitely medium rare by now. And if not, they're going to be very quickly. So we currently have some plain hamburger patties, and we're going to start the parmification up by taking some of that sauce we made, put it right on top on each one. And then I will top that with a couple slices of sliced mozzarella. And I'm going to throw just a little bit of extra parm on top just to seal in our cheeseburger parm. And you should be left with something that looks kind of like this so far. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw this into the oven on broil. I'm going to say low broil. My oven only has 1 broil setting, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Just keep an eye on it. But for reference, mine took about 3 minutes or so. Let me plate this up real quick so we can give it a taste. And this is what we're left with. This actually looks amazing. I wish I had some parsley just to make the color a little bit nicer, but it looks pretty damn good to me. All right, are you ready for a taste test? Because I know I am. Yeah, can you smell that? This is amazing. This would actually be great as a burger on like on a truck or a restaurant, if I'm being honest. But this is my lunch, and I'm gonna go eat. So when it comes to ground beef crumbles, I'm usually thinking of like a bowl or a dip or something like that. And that's not gonna change at all. Today we're gonna be making a nice taco bowl. I've been craving Taco Bell for some reason. Can't remember the last time I've been to a Taco Bell, but we're gonna make a bowl I wish they would make. And it's all gonna start with this 12 ounces of ground beef. And this should be enough of a portion for one person, because it's going to cook down to roughly 9 to 10 ounces. Let's go ahead and get this into a pan set over medium heat. I'm just going to start breaking it up in here. And I'm going to go ahead and add some of my taco seasoning to this, but I'm going to leave a taco seasoning down in the description. It's super easy, tastes great, but if you want to go ahead and have one that's already blended, why not try this one out? Links down below. We'll go with about 2 teaspoons or so Now that it's in there, I'm also going to add in about a cup of water. And what this is going to allow me to do is to break up the beef into a very small grind. Because, you know, I'm trying to get some Taco Bell feels going on. And I don't know what they do with their beef, but the texture is insane. You're just going to keep doing this until all of the water is evaporated. All right, most of my water is gone now. Into this, I'm going to add an optional 2 tablespoons of whatever salsa you enjoy. If you don't like salsa, you don't have to add this. And really, once that's mixed in, we're pretty much done. All we've got to do now is take this and top it with whatever we want, which for me is going to start with some Colby Jack, a dollop of sour cream, a touch more salsa, and finally just a little bit of avocado. Or a lot of avocado. I do like avocado. And here we have my Taco Bell dream meal. If I just had a ground beef bowl with these 4 things on top, you know, available at any given time, I probably still wouldn't go there that much because I don't have that much money, but I'd eat it. I'd go there and get it. I have a feeling I know exactly how this is going to taste, so. Now, I know this is a far cry from what probably a lot of my audience eats, so feel free to modify it. Like, if you want to do just ground beef and salt, put it to a bowl and say it's a taco bowl, that's fine with me. I'm not going to judge you. But if you want to add little additions to it, like the sour cream's great on there, if that's all you want to add, that's fine. If you want to add a little cheese, you know, we need to have a little conversation. Just do you. Eat your food. Okay, it's time for Swedish meatballs. Afterwards, we will go to IKEA and go look at the Leinenschmuckel set. I apologize to any of my Swedish viewers. I don't know what that was. I felt like Borat went to Germany and then it just kind of drifted over to some other country I've never heard of. But anyways, we're going to be making Swedish meatballs for this recipe. I've got here 1 pound of ground beef, and to this I'm going to add about a half cup of Parmesan cheese. This has been grated. It was fresh Parm. It's probably about 8 to 10 grams if I had to guess. And then we're going to add in 1 egg, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pea, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of granulated garlic, and finally the secret ingredient. And I want you to comment below if you know what the secret ingredient is before I put it in. If you guessed nutmeg, you'd be correct. About a 1/4 teaspoon. Now we're going to take these hands, I'm pretty sure I washed. I'm just going to kind of start mixing this all together. All right, now that we got that all mixed together, we can go wash our hands and we can start making some meatballs. I'm going to use my nice little cookie scoop. I'm just going to take a scoop, pop it into my hand, roll it about, and whoop-bam! You got a nice little meatball. Then we're going to gently place it there, and I'm going to get those done so you don't have to watch me painstakingly roll balls of meat in between my hand, but I will roll the plate into the next part of the recipe, which is going to be to start cooking these things. I've got my pan set over medium heat. I'm just going to start adding my meatballs in one at a time until they're all in there. So all I'm going to do is let these sear on one side for just about a minute, maybe 2 at the most, and then I'm just going to start flipping them. They should look about like that. And after you flip them, what you should be smelling, it should remind you of the Swedish countryside. Just a green, nice, beautiful landscape filled with potentially cows or Swedish people. Once they are seared on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and get these out and put them back on my plate. It's okay, we're going to be cooking these even more. They're not done yet. And after they're out, you should notice that you have a good bit of fond and a little bit of fat left in your pan. So we want to get all this fond up, and the first thing I'm going to do is add in 2 cups of beef stock. And I'm going to get my spatula and just start scraping the bottom to get all those little bits up. And after scraping the bottom of the pan, I wanted to get it up to a simmer. And now it's there, I'm going to add in about a half cup of sour cream, a half a teaspoon of mustard, and roughly 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Get all that combined together. I'm just going to keep reducing this until it has thickened slightly. And I think I'm going to add in a little bit more nutmeg to this. It's already in the meatballs, but I do like the flavor of it quite a bit. All right, I'm going to let this reduce for maybe 3 minutes or so, just until it coats the spoon nicely. I'm going to add my meatballs back in because it is coating a spoon very nicely. Carefully add those back in. You don't want to splash a bunch of hot liquid all over you, do you? I mean, if you want to do that, you can, but do that under your own choices. We're going to let these just kind of swim in this sauce for 4 minutes at the most, maybe 3 minutes, and I will be reducing my heat to medium-low. I'm just going to let that go. We'll be back as soon as they are done. And this is what they're looking like. I'd say they look pretty damn good to me. I'm going to get this plated up real quick, and then we'll give it a taste. All right, Swedish meatballs, taking you all the way back to IKEA again. Yeah, we're talking about that again. I will be using my authentic Swedish eating utensils, known as the chopsticks, and let's give this a taste. They always stand out to me because the nutmeg in it is just so different than what my palate's used to. but it just works so well. In the context of the black pepper, the nutmeg, and the Worcestershire sauce, with the beefiness of everything, it's just so well-rounded. And I really wish I had some lingonberry jam, because apparently that's what you're supposed to eat with it, but I don't have that, which is fine, because this is still really good. All right, I've seen this really weird trend on TikTok where people are taking like deli meat and like lettuce and all their toppings for a sandwich. They're just putting it on a cutting board and just chopping it up like it's just a bunch of ingredients and then mushing it together and then slopping it on some bread. It's really strange, and I don't know how I feel about it. And I don't want to do that per se, but I do have some leftover cheeseburgers, and I do want to use those to see what I can do with it. Maybe I can do the exact same thing. You know, just get my leftover cold cheeseburgers, throw some pickles on top, and then put whatever condiments you want. Maybe some natural ketchup, and probably a little bit of spicy brown mustard. And then I guess just start chopping. Whenever I see these videos, and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? I'm really just judging it, because I don't think I would ever do that, even though I'm sitting here doing this now. But the context of it is always confusing to me. Because, like, I don't want a schlop and some bread to have a sandwich. It looks more like a dip or something. And I don't even know if it's going to be worth it. I could be wasting my time. Thinking on that train of thought, why not make it like a burger dip? A cheeseburger dip? But I've got to say, I've only been doing this for a few minutes and I already feel silly. I guess that's a dip. I don't know. I don't even know what I just did. I feel ashamed of myself. But I've done it. I got some pork rinds. I'm going to taste it. Let's just see how it is. So this tastes like a cheeseburger. That's fine and dandy. But you can also just, you know, make a cheeseburger. I don't know why I think I should have followed the trend. I'm not a trendy person. I wore the same. Have you seen my videos? I wear the same shirt almost every single day. If you try this out, leave a comment. Y'all have a good one. I made this earlier before going to work, and I came back home and I'm eating dinner now. That was my dinner. This is my dinner. And as I'm eating it, I realized this is actually nice. Like it's almost like it's like a cheeseburger salad. It's like a tuna salad or a chicken salad. It's that, but it's just a cheeseburger. I don't know why I was talking so much smack about it, but if you want something that tastes like a cheeseburger to take cold with you, and you don't have to heat it up at all, this is actually a really good option. I'm surprised at how good this actually is later on. So maybe make this for lunch sometime. I don't know. So if you made it through the entire video, I want to tell you that the best way to support the channel is to check out my company, Carnivore Companion. It's also on my t-shirt, if you see that. We currently have these 5 flavors, which we have smokestack, steak dust, taco shake, gator bite, spicy ranch. We're also working on some new seasonings right now. We're also looking into doing some clean sauces as well. So if you want to get something that's created by me and you want something that tastes really good, check us out. Links down below. Use the code CarnivorousChef to save 15% off, and we'll see you in the next one.